Welcome to Woke Mental Wellness presents Windy City Nihilism. This is a 12 Inner Demons homebrew campaign. Cinziak plays Romero Marcus, the targeted. Emrys plays Janessa Wallace, the human street medic. Blue plays Ruin, the social media vampire demon. And Cassie is the storyteller, playing the NPCs and the rest of the world. Windy City Nihilism is an urban horror podcast series. We do not shy away from touchy topics in the politics of horror, mental health, games, and life as a person of targeted identities. Series-wide content warnings include violence, manipulation, state surveillance, police, player conflict, gentrification, racism, unwanted romantic gestures, anti-Blackness, sexism, tension, body paralysis, trauma, monstrous forms, complicated relationships, sex, toxic work environments, death, hopelessness, blood, Eldrich horror, colonization, and existential crisis and dread. Please take care of yourself as you listen. And remember, hope and resistance do best in community. Welcome back. It was a long night for all of you. In fact, so long that you didn't particularly sleep very much. So now it's morning, and you all have retreated to Romero's apartment.
Yeah.
Heading to bed just as the sun comes up, as the waft of that can't be right. It feels like as you are headed back to Romero's, as the sun is coming up, that there's a waft of salt water air, fresh sea air on the wind, along with the sound of marching boots and crying women. But you make it back to Romero's. And after some time spent caring for each other before bed to try and set wounds and get to the point where sleep is possible for all of you, especially the most injured, Janessa and Alexis specifically, you all fall asleep quickly. Maybe even more quickly than you expected. And Romero, though you fall asleep quickly, it is not peaceful rest. Ah! The sounds of your friends screaming follow you into your sleep. Over and over, Janessa, Alexis, even the panicked sounds, the muttered voice of Ruin follow you. In this dream, surrounded by the pain of your friends, colleagues, comrades, where are you walking?
If anything, probably to whoever the nearest friend is.
You start to try to walk to find the voices, to find the nearest friend. And as you walk, it seems like at first you're walking through abyss, dark and populated only by the sounds of the pain that is your fault. And quickly you come upon Alexis. They're laying on the ground, sobbing, crying out in pain, leg crushed underneath rubble. Romero! Romero! Ah!
I think it would be there to try to remove them from the rubble. I would imagine, as I approach the rubble, it is as nightmares are wont to do. an inordinate amount. I would say that as Romero approaches to remove the rubble, it's not a small amount of rubble. It is probably a lot of rubble. And some of the pieces that probably need to be moved are fairly heavy.
Yeah.
Kind of a desperate feeling of having too large a task to do with not enough time.
It is heavy. This rubble only made heavier by the sounds of Alexis's cries and pain. And it feels as though just behind you in the back of your mind, there is just a whisper of, this is your fault. She's hurt because of you, because of us, because of you. It doesn't have to be this way. You move the rubble, straining under the weight. It is hard, slow work. And that voice, your voice, not your voice, maybe your voice. This is your fault. Why keep hurting them this way? It doesn't have to be like this.
I think this is one of those angel on one shoulder, devil on the other scenarios. Right there to balance that voice, and right before kind of go off the deep end about it is me back at the Jamaican restaurant. Janissa talking while chewing, mouth partly full, me handing her a napkin to keep the food from leaking. As she tells me in the firmest voice she can summon that I am not allowed to do what this voice is suggesting.
As you think about Janissa's voice, you hear her cries of pain. And again, you're hurting them. It's you. It's just you. It doesn't have to be this way.
Maybe. But it is.
In front of you, a hazy version of yourself appears, looking back at you with sad eyes, your eyes, and just takes a breath, sighs, pitying look, but you could stop it.
Okay. Can I use my sixth sense competency to try to understand if this is demonic activity or if this is just, you're on the dreamscape and sometimes you just feel bad about things?
You can. Roll against yourself.
Okay. What roll am I making though?
Social intuition.
Okay. I have 2 10s.
Okay, so then it's a TN 10.
Well, here we are.
So now you set your TN, now roll against yourself.
No, I'm telling you the thing that I rolled. I rolled 2 10s.
Okay, that was your first dice pool though, right? Yeah. So you're set. The first one is you're rolling against yourself, so that sets your TN. See if you can roll 10 again. You're gonna roll the same dice pool.
I have received another 10 in the second dice pool.
Okay. You're dreaming. You feel bad. You've felt bad for days. You felt bad the first time anyone got hurt. This isn't a new feeling, but something also knows you feel bad. And it's using that But you do know it's not only that there's weird demonic shit happening. You know that this weird demonic shit, it's doing this way because of how you feel.
So, I guess we're here. I don't know if Romero remembers the rest of the dream after that. Because if possible, during a dream, I think at that point, it's just his thoughts just drift. There's the feeling of what else is there really left to say?
In that moment of feeling like there's nothing left to say, you shut down. And time is so weird. That's the part of the dream that you remember. That's the only part of the dream you remember. You don't know how much longer, if at all, you slept. You don't remember what, if anything else, it showed you or said to you, because at that point, you were gone. Tucked into yourself, a familiar protective pattern, a familiar self-flagellating pattern, away on a trip because, well, you feel guilty and there's nothing left to say. You groan awake, sore, better than you felt when you fell asleep, but sore. Romero, do you think you wake up before or after everyone else?
After.
Okay. Janessa, Ruin, who wakes up first?
I think Ruin might wake up next.
Mm-hmm.
Considering I just think about like how fucked up Jin was.
Yeah.
And Ruin was pretty fucked up too, but I do think they wake up next.
Okay. Ruin, you reawaken in the mortal plane. Here, Romero's small apartment. You wake up and you look around the sleeping bodies of these humans. Your human is laying on a nest that you all created for them on the floor, very wounded, creased pain lines on their forehead as they sleep. You can't tell if it's a dream or if it is quite simply the fact of their crushed leg. Romero, they're tossing, turning, but still asleep, fitfully so. And Janessa, resting, eyes closed, arm cradled in a sling from the night before, trying to prevent the need for anybody to have to go into a medical facility and having to try to explain how such horrible damage was done without any reports. And you, sitting in a room full of humans, injured and wounded, you do realize you don't see Felix in the room.
I think Ruin was considering like, okay, what can I do to help Alexis's leg? They can't just stay like that. And then it's like taking stock of the rest of the room and notices Felix is gone. And they're like, oh my fucking God. Is there any sign of like where Felix may have gone or, excuse me, an area that Felix may have walked to?
You know, Felix, when you all slept at Janessa's, slept in the bathroom.
Can I go check the bathroom for Felix?
Yeah, You go, the bathroom door is open. The curtain on the shallow tub and shower is pulled.
I knock against like the door frame. Like, Felix, are you in there?
And a tanned man's hand wraps around the outside of the curtain and pulls it back. And you see Felix, an approximation of Felix. He seems to be very bad at remembering what his human form is supposed to look like, because it always looks slightly goddamn different every time you see him. And it's a little confusing because it seems like a different person. But no, it's Felix, because he comes in and the voice is similar enough, and he says kind of blearily, What?
Are you okay?
Well, I'm better than them, to be honest.
Yeah, clearly. I think Ruin kind of leans against the door and crosses their arm. And I think similarly, like, Ruin isn't looking like as much as their put together self. There's like, for sure, like some cracks in their skin that is kind of their arm that is showing like that bright light underneath, almost like running like veins. And I feel like Ruin usually has freckles, but I think their freckles are like a little colored this time as well. And yeah, like the arm that's fucked up is just like a little bit bigger and longer than the other. The nails are definitely like more like sharp. The fingers a little bit too long. But so they just not, or they lean against the door frame with their arms crossed, and they're like, do you know of any ways or maybe people we could reach out to get them some better healing fast? You know, they take so long to heal.
Well, you're better at that than I am, that's for sure. Why don't you just go eat somebody?
I can, but it's not really about me. It's those two. And they
go eat somebody and go heal your human.
Oh shit, I can do that? I can like give my human like grip to heal?
What, were you born yesterday? Are you kidding me?
Hey, I've been living a pretty cushy life until now. And you
all say, and you all give me shit. You say I'm not doing anything, that I'm not helpful, and you're in here, oh, Felix, can you help me heal my human?
Hey now. Those were the humans saying that.
Yeah, go eat somebody.
Really rolls their eyes and will slam the bathroom door shut.
You know, if you slam the door, you're gonna wake them up.
Whatever.
Janessa, you awaken to the sound of raised voices and a door slamming.
I think I jerk awake, and then I clutch my side like, fuck, completely forgetting somehow that my arm is completely just janked up right now. I think as like spots swim in front of my eyes for the pain for a minute, I just tried to listen to try to figure out what is going on around me. Slowly opening my eyes and kind of remembering where I am. I look around immediately for everybody. I'm like trying to clock where everyone is right now, just doing a head count, like, and without moving.
Alexis is laying on the floor, legs set, thanks to you, but seems to be sleeping, but possibly in pain. You can't quite tell whether or not that pain is because of the reality of her injuries or because he's dreaming fitfully. Romero is still asleep, but tossing and turning. At a moment, you kind of worry that he might almost roll off of the couch, but he doesn't. They are still asleep. And then you realize that Ruin's chair is empty and Felix is not in this room. It's not hard to deduce that most likely it would seem they might be responsible for the noises that woke you up.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna gently just kind of sit up, swing my legs over, and I'm gonna stand up. I'm gonna kneel down next to Alexis, and I'm just gonna put my other hand against the side of their face. I'm just checking to see if they feel feverish at all.
You touch Alexis's face and their eyes pop open and they grab your hand, but they feel clammy, a little cold sweat on their skin, and they gasp awake. What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just me. I just was checking to see if you feel a little feverish, you feel a little hot.
No, I'm fine.
You are not. Ruin is walking back in. Definitely has taken one of Romero's hoodies and is putting it on.
Since when do you get to tell me what I am and am not?
I know, and I turn, I'm looking back and forth between these two, bickering, old brother and sister, sibling, tit for tat type thing. And I turn back to Alexis and I'm like, bro, respectfully, I know we just met a couple of days ago, but we got our asses beat yesterday. I'm not fine, and you definitely not fine. So we're just gonna not do the thing where we pretend that we are not, we didn't get whooped yesterday, and just try to get ourselves back together. Are you willing to agree to that part? Because we got our asses beat, us two specifically.
Listen, yes, and she lowers her voice. Yes, we got our asses fucking beat. But don't you remember what Romero said? Romero was already ready to fuck off and leave us because he was worried about us getting hurt. What do you think is gonna happen now that we did get fucking hurt? So I'm gonna try and put a fucking lid on it. I'm fine.
Putting a lid on it is not gonna unbreak my arm, and it's not gonna unfuck your legs. So I feel like even if we try to pretend that we are okay, our broken arm and broken leg are still gonna tell the story. So right now, what I would like to do is to try to unfuck us as quickly as possible so that Romero doesn't go completely off the deep end. We're gonna have to deal with Romero at some point. That's why I'm trying to get us together somewhat before he wakes up. So can you please just tell me what and where hurts right now?
And if you feel time to talk about that,
Romero, and I turn to Romero.
Alexis with a pained smile. Oh, good morning. Ow. Good morning.
I'm like, you know what? And I start to do that thing that I always do where I start to do the thing that Alexis was literally just saying that they were going to do. And I told them that we should not do that and, kind of fake that cheerful greeting. And then I'm like, you know what? Can we put a 5-minute pause on that conversation real quick while I go and make some tea? And then, yes, we're going to have that conversation. Where's your kettle?
I will say this. Listen, I've been dreaming about this for almost the entire time I was asleep, most of which I don't remember. So another 5 minutes won't hurt, I guess.
Good. And I turn to Ruin. Okay, probably not going to do a great job brewing tea with one arm. Where's my bag? And I start.
Right. Why don't I go
start looking. I start looking around for my canvas bag. Where did I put my bag, y'all? Can someone find my bag? inside of my bag, if you just rummage around, just move some stuff, you'll find a little, like a cute little like makeup bag. But when you open it, there's some like tea in there. Brew that tea.
Sure.
I get headaches a lot, so that tea. Nobody's allergic to any herbs. It's just some willow bark, a little bit of feverfew, some turmeric, and some chamomile. Good?
I just go and find the tea and I brew it. And I think everybody would see just in the movements and things that Romero's mood at this moment is very subdued.
Alexis looks at you, Ruin, with guilt in his eyes. He looks at you and he says, Ruin, I have a really bad idea.
Oh my God. Ruin will sit next to Alexis and look at them expectantly.
I know I'm not always super supportive of what if you healed me?
Finally. They mutter. And Ruin will look around and just land their eyes on Janissa and say, Felix could heal you.
Where is Felix anyway? And I kind of look around.
He's taking a shower.
There's the sound of suction cups across the floor, and Felix says, I cannot actually heal you. I am not all demons are the same, but I could try to find I could try and find a thing to heal you. I don't know. Maybe.
That'd be great. I will go captive bite. Do you hate any of your neighbors in particular, Romero?
Romero doesn't really respond.
Buffet style, cool. They like walk out the door.
But I feel like Ruin being a demon, Felix also being a demon, y'all are aware of like the emotions in the atmosphere because you feed on them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Ruin would know whatever she chooses to do. They would notice Romero is, as an aura, significantly more snacky than usual.
Felix looks at you, Ruin, and says, just kind of whispers in your ear and says, don't fucking kill anyone in the goddamn building. What are you doing?
And I hear Felix and I'm like, kill? Who is she gonna kill?
Kill anybody. Thank you very much. They like roll their eyes. I am just gonna get a little bit of a bite. And that's it. It's fine.
Felix side eyes you and says, I'm gonna go find some connections. And slips on some dirty, mud-caked sandals and walks out of the apartment and quickly makes his way out of the building. You hear the downstairs door slam as he walks out in search of something to help Janissa.
Why did he bother taking a shower? Like, what was the point?
He's an aquatic. He needs water. That's his whole thing.
I mean, but like, if he was just going to put the dirty clothes back, you know what? Tea. And I just look at Romero.
I feel like right at the time that this happens, the tea kettle whistles.
Yep.
Perfect timing. You could just pour that. It's better with honey, but honestly, we're not really drinking it for taste at the moment. So, however, let's do that.
Y'all do that. I will be back. And the group would see Ruin literally turn into mist. Like their body would almost inflate like a balloon for a second and then pop like a balloon literally. And then their form is now mist. And they just kind of bundle up into a little ball. And they just leave through the crack under the door.
And we follow Ruin out the door. Where do you go?
Okay, so we're in an apartment building. I feel like, is there like an apartment building like next door? Is there like a business like a couple doors down?
Yeah. This is a residential area.
I think they literally like just go in through a window in the apartment building like next door into like the lobby. Or maybe like a janitor closet, and then put back on like their usual form, and then step out of the janitor closet. Maybe go to the mailbox, act like they're checking their mail.
Okay.
Yeah. If Ruin sees anybody like at the mailbox, they'd absolutely start chatting them up.
Okay. A person with ass length dreadlocks and a eyebrow piercing and a full sleeve tattoo in a orange tank top and black cargo shorts comes in and gets into one of the mailboxes that's next to yours, looks over and says, hey. What's you up to?
Trying to figure out what the hell I'm gonna do in my day. How about you?
Just coming back from the park, actually. Had to get my morning run in, trying to bulk up, you know?
Oh, do you exercise often?
7 days a week.
Oh, okay. And in Rua's mind, are like, perfect. Something that you are just really into. And I think Ruin will like step a little closer. They like gently like touch this person's shoulder and kind of like run it down their bicep, and they're like, oh, I could tell. And I want to feed off of that person like in that way by making contact with their skin.
It's a TN7.
Okay, let's see. Oh, I rolled 2 10s and a 2.
Okay. You know that humans have essentially like 10 health points. How much do you take?
I'll take a little 3.
I'll take 3. Okay.
Yeah.
You touch him and he smiles at you, and then his eyes go glassy. And as you're pulling from him, what does it look like as you drain life from this man?
It looks like Ruin just finished an 18-step skincare routine. Like, they look a little dewy now. Their skin looks like a little plumper. I think we saw like their arm kind of not like very much like veiny and like had the cracks running through it. And I feel like that is the arm that like Ruin touched this person with, but like it was kind of like this where their hand was hidden in like an oversized sleeve. But poking through like would have been like these dark claws, and you just see like Ruin's fingers run down this person's arm, leaving like a very like subtle trail of light, and that hand begins to return to their normal like human form.
So you heal yourself.
Yeah.
Are you also going to heal Alexis?
I am. So like above board table is the way it works is that like I have 7 grip right now. I heal for the 3. I have 10. Do I go back to Alexis and I could give Alexis that 3 and I get back to 7?
You can give it to her directly. So you've taken 3. If you want to hurt him more, you can take more. You can only use this power once per day. So you can't go to a different person. It is how much you are willing to take from him to give to Alexis, because Alexis got fucking wrecked.
Knowing that, like keeping in mind like this is for Alexis, Ruin will actually take 6. And instead of them absorbing it, they take that 6, and I think we see like a trail of light zip from like, you know, go through their finger, but all the way like through up their arm, but like down their body to like the soles of their feet. And we see just a trail of light like zip, like along the seams of like the sidewalk from where Ruin is to Alexis and Romero's apartment.
This man, sweaty and vibrant in this bright orange shirt with his tattoos. His eyes go glassy and his skin becomes pallid, losing some color, getting a little ashy. As you drain his life from him and as you bring him down, the beautiful swirls of energy and color travel through the ground, through the air, as you heal yourself and Alexis, and this man falls to his knees in front of you, hurt.
I think Ruin will catch him before he falls to his knees with both of their arms. Kind of brush back his hair like, oh, you're not looking too well. Let's take a seat. And sit him down on like the lobby's couch. And I'll be like, just lay right here. I will get you a bottle of water. And walk out of the front door. And turn into mist as soon as they turn that corner.
His eyes stay glassy and he just mutters, it's just went a little too hard, I guess, and passes out on the couch.
At least he's home. Or at his building.
Romero and Janessa, back in the apartment, you don't see the weaves of energy through the air, but what you do see, the sweat, the cold sweat, the clamminess, the wounded leg of Alexis, you notice their skin starts to brighten. Their pained, effort-filled breathing evens out. The clenched teeth that you could almost hear every time he tried to talk loosen. They are not fully healed, but you see the change as Alexis heals in front of you. And after a moment, you're, oh, thank God.
I'm gonna take it to mean that whatever Ruin left here to do, he did?
Yeah.
I sincerely hope nobody's dead.
I'm still wounded, so probably not.
You all see like a mist come through like the cracks of like the seams of the window or what have you. And Ruin, like, it's almost like seeing like mist rapidly freeze and then their regular form or human form appears. They kind of crack their neck and they're like, I didn't kill anybody. But do you feel better? They like are looking at Alexis.
Very much, yeah.
Perfect.
What still hurts? And I'm just kind of looking over Alexis, you know, very cursory, not even like trying to go deeply, just kind of expectantly, I guess.
My leg's still broken, but doesn't feel like it's is not nearly as bad as it was, and I think right now it's mostly the leg. Everything else is pretty okay, I think. And you do notice that like Alexis had some bruising, some very visible bruising and things. Those are gone.
How about the pain?
A little bit better for now. Yeah. More manageable. I can figure that out. And I can get access to pain meds.
The tea will help for now. And I kind of look back at Romero.
He has been poured, and Romero brings some to the non-demons in the room.
I'm going to definitely drink some. And I just look at Romero. Well, you might as well sit down and we'll talk.
Yeah, you're looking particularly yummy today. All that you got going on internally. Ruin will like use their manipulate object ability to bring the kettle over in like a cup. And they're like, but I like to drink stuff too. I don't have to, but I like to. Pour themselves a mug.
And at that moment, gathering around for tea in order to start a conversation that none of you quite know how it'll go, is where we will end this episode of Woke Mental Wellness presents Windy City Nihilism. Thank you for listening to Woke Mental Wellness presents Windy City Nihilism, a 12 Inner Demons homebrew podcast. This podcast has been made possible in part thanks to a grant from Diversity Saves. Episodes are edited by Marissa Ewing of Hemlock Creek Productions. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a review and tell your friends. If you want to help financially, you can visit the Woke Mental Wellness Ko-Fi listed in the show notes. Take care, and remember, hope and resistance do best in community.